Hey guys, I'm Rich from NeoWin. Today we're unboxing the Surface Laptop 3 15. This was something that was announced in October, and it was announced alongside of the Surface Pro 7 and the Surface Pro X. So I've reviewed the Surface Pro X already. That's the one with the Qualcomm chip in it. This is the second Surface laptop I've reviewed. I did review the original. I never reviewed the Surface Laptop 2, and I'll tell you why. Honestly, I wasn't that interested. The same thing with the Pro 6. They were just kind of spec upgrades from their predecessors, and that wasn't really that interesting to me. Like here's the thing. They didn't refresh it with USB-C last year, and I did not like that because, I mean, the Surface laptop starts at $999, and how can I tell you that you should go out and spend $1,000 minimum on a PC that doesn't have USB-C? You know, like I just can't do that. So I kind of passed. And so now it's Surface Laptop 3 time. They did add USB-C. The 13-inch, by the way, is phenomenal. They've actually they re-engineered the whole thing. It's awesome, and the weight is redistributed. It's feels really good. But this is the 15-inch. Now, this uses AMD Ryzen processors, which is interesting to me because I appreciate a diversity of silicon. Now, it's a slightly custom version of the AMD Ryzen. I'm looking at it right now. This is the Ryzen 7 3780U mobile processor with Radeon RX Vega 11 graphics, Microsoft Surface Edition. Okay, so, just like the Microsoft SQ1 processor that's in the Surface Pro X, it's a slightly custom version of an existing chipset that's optimized for Surface. So the Ryzen 5 units, those are the ones that originally went out for review. They didn't do very well, and so Microsoft started sending out Ryzen 7 units. Now, if you don't want the AMD models, there are Intel models that exist. You just have to get the Surface Laptop for Business. Now, this comes with Windows 10 Home, and that's the other difference with the business Surfaces, is that they come with Windows 10 Pro. So we're going to get this open. I'm very interested because this is also the first year that they've introduced a 15-inch Surface Laptop. Previously, it was only 13.5 inches. Now, the third generation is always an interesting one when it comes to the Surface lineup because that's the one where they get it right. Okay, and the thing is, like the first generation, it's always like, yeah, we did this thing. The second generation is like, all right, we fixed a few issues with this thing. It's an iteration. And then the third generation, that's the one where they actually came out and get it right. Like, for instance, the perfect thing to look at is the Surface Pro 3, right? Remember the original Surface Pro, which I still have. It's too thick and heavy to be a tablet. It's too small to be a laptop, but it was obviously onto something. And then the Surface Pro 3, they made it bigger, they made it thinner, battery life was better, all that good stuff. So the Surface Laptop 3, I'm telling you, it's a good product. Even if you just get the 13.5-inch one, which looks pretty much the same as the Surface Laptop 2 with the USB-C port, but they did make a lot of changes. So here it is. I believe they sent me the black one. It's also got 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. All right. Yes, it is the black one. The box kind of makes it look gray, so it looks somewhere in between platinum and black, which, by the way, are the only two colors of the 15-inch model. There's no Alcantara option, right? That was something previously. The Alcantara keyboard was a standard on the Surface laptop. A lot of people did not like that, so the 13.5-inch model has an option between an Alcantara keyboard deck and just straight aluminum, and then the 15-inch model is just aluminum. Let's see what else is in the box here. I'm guessing this is just some paperwork. Microsoft Surface Laptop. We're just going to leave that in there. And then over here, we've got our charger, which I'm guessing is 65 watts. I don't know. This is not considered to be... Yeah, it is 65 watts, so we're just going to leave that in there because I have many 65-watt Surface Connect chargers. And by the way, this is a Surface Connect charger. That's one thing. Microsoft took so long to adopt USB Type-C that they're not exactly where other companies are with it. The thing is, most companies, what they did was the first year that they introduced USB-C, most companies, they kept their proprietary charger and they added USB Type-C. So that way, if you had old chargers lying around, you could still use them. And then, of course, you could use the newer Type-C charger. Now, and then the generation after that, they would switch to completely Type-C. Microsoft is just adding Type-C now. Previously to this generation with the Pro 7, the Laptop 3, and the Pro X, the only devices that had USB-C were the Surface Go and the Surface Book 2. Interestingly, those actually shipped before the Pro 6 and the Laptop 2, but that's neither here nor there. So we're just going to open this up and watch how it opens with one finger. You notice that the base did not move when I opened it with one finger. Let's do that again because that's significant, right? And the same thing happens with the laptop 3 13.5. And it's significant because it didn't happen with the previous model. We redistribute the weight on this, and they made the hinge a little more smooth. Whatever they did, it worked. So this guy weighs in at about 3.4 pounds. And that does make it one of the lighter 15-inch laptops out there. So a little bit more of an introduction into the product. By the way, look at how beautiful this thing is. Man, this is a sexy laptop. I said at the launch event that black is the winner, and it is. Although I know one person that has the Sandstone 13.5-inch, and that looks pretty sweet as well. But there are different kinds of 15-inch laptops. Again, a little bit of background on the product here. Because if you get a Dell XPS 15, that's going to be something, it's going to have an Intel H series CPU. It's going to have dedicated graphics like a GTX 1650. That's a certain kind of 15-inch laptop. Weighs in at about 4 pounds. Okay, and then, of course, obviously the HP Spectre X360 15 is very similar. Then there's the other kind of 15-inch laptop, which is still an Ultrabook form factor, and that's really more what you're looking at here. And I think that what Microsoft's kind of going for with AMD is that it has that Radeon Vega graphics, and so maybe if you get that extra graphics power, then it kind of delivers with the performance while still being in the Ultrabook form factor, and I think that's what they're trying to do. And I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll find out when I use it, obviously. But I think that's what they're going for with AMD. I also think Microsoft wanted a diversity in chip vendors this year, right? Because we did Qualcomm in the Surface Pro X, AMD in the Laptop 3, and then, of course, Intel Ice Lake in the Pro 7 and the 13-inch Surface Laptop 3. And obviously, the Surface Laptop 3 15 for business, but whatever. So that diversity in chip vendor is significant. And remember, there's no Thunderbolt 3. We do have a USB Type-C port, which is right over here. And it's not Thunderbolt 3. It's USB 3.1 Gen 1, which Surface Connect, the proprietary charging port, which is the one that's right over here. No SD card reader this time. Okay. Yeah, so that is also USB 3.1 Gen 1. That means it supports 5 gigabits per second data transfer speeds. I don't think Microsoft wants the USB-C port to outshine the Surface Connect port. I think that's why they placed that limitation on there. But also at the same time, it was smart that they diversified the chip lineup because they can almost use that as an excuse now. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 8CX, which is what was modified to become the SQ1 and the Surface Pro X, does not support Thunderbolt 3, or at least officially. You should be able to add it on a machine, but same thing with AMD, right? If you look at a company that makes an Intel laptop and then they make an AMD Ryzen version of it, usually the first thing they strip out is Thunderbolt 3. So at that point, it wouldn't have made sense for them to add it on the 2 Intel machines that they came out with when everything else wouldn't be Thunderbolt 3. So let's take a closer look at this. I'm done talking. All right, let's have a look, because it did take a moment to boot up because they actually sent this to me with about 0% battery. So I had to plug it in. It's plugged in now. Should be up to roughly 10%, so maybe we'll be good until the end of the video. So you see, very, very thin. Over here is that USB Type-A port. We've got the USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type-C port. By the way, again, both are USB 3.1 Gen 1. And then, of course, we've got our 3.5 millimeter audio jack. Okay, and on this side, we've got our Surface Connect port, and that is the proprietary charging port that Microsoft has, and it's their docking solution and everything. All right, so that is the ports that are available on this device. It's no different on the 13.5-inch model, which is fine, I suppose. I'd always prefer more ports, but I also appreciate just how thin and light this thing is overall. It's generally a thin and light PC, okay? Light is a relative term. Again, just because it is a 15-inch device, it is 3.4 pounds. So it is what it is. The display will only fold back about this far. It's a laptop. It doesn't have a 180-degree hinge. It doesn't have a 360-degree hinge. As much as I would love a 360-degree hinge on a Surface laptop, I'd love to see a Surface convertible rather than the detachable Surface Book, But yeah, it is what it is. It's a 15-inch laptop. It's sexy. It's all aluminum, right? Pretty large trackpad. I like large trackpads. I would have loved it if they used all the real estate that they had on the deck here. The keyboard does feel a little bit loud, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a particularly special keyboard, but again, is what it is. Right, this is the 15-inch Surface laptop, and it's pretty cool. I like it. There's pretty large bezels around the side of the screen, and along the top. It's the same size all around, which is kind of cool in that respect. But I just wish I've seen so many laptops these days that have the Infinity Edge screens like Dell's. Look awesome. And really what we're looking at here is probably some of the thickest, at least side bezels, that we'll see on a laptop, or at least on a premium, $1,200 starting point laptop. So that's kind of disappointing. There's no bloatware on this PC. It's a Surface, which means it's a signature PC. What really bothers me, that Office still ships with the old icons. Like I have brand new PCs that I have PCs that aren't even out yet, and they ship with the old Office icons. And you got to go in there, you got to update them. They ship with version 1903. I would imagine that if we go in and we check the Windows version on this is probably 1903 because it is 1903. I bet. I mean, 18362.295. I bet this has just been sitting since it came out. So that's the Surface Laptop 3. There's not that much else to say other than just to kind of show you the ports, show you how thin it is, show you the bezels, because it's just a laptop. By the way, and that is exactly what this is. It's just a laptop. It's the first Surface product that hasn't redefined a product category. When that Surface laptop came out, it was just a laptop. When the Surface Pro came out or the Surface RT came out, the whole idea was kind of to revolutionize computing in a certain way. And it did. It got the job done. It was a Windows tablet, and then the Surface Pro was the first one with pen support and of the Surface lineup. And it did kind of revolutionize the way that new computers are built. We have so many more convertibles and touchscreens today. And the next Surface product, I believe, was the Surface Book, and that was a laptop. Everybody wanted a laptop. So what they did was they made a laptop where you could actually pull the screen off and use it as a tablet. Very cool. They don't sell a lot of them, though, because they're actually pretty expensive. It's also the powerhouse of the portable Surface lineup. And then they did Surface Laptop, which is just a laptop. It's a premium design. It's very cool. It's a very well-built laptop, but it is, at the end of the day, a laptop. The port selection, they might get it right. I don't know. I'm going to see how it is when I use it, because I don't think I need more than 2 USB ports, one Type A and one Type C. Most consumer laptops that ship these days have maybe one Type A port and then like 2 Type C ports. And so, it's not like this has fewer Type A ports than competing laptops. So we'll see how it goes, guys. I'm going to have a review on this in a few weeks, and I'm going to be using it till then. I'll probably bring it to CES with me. That's going to be fun. So stay tuned for that. I'm Rich from NeoWin. Have a great night.